Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is just a couple days away, and I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see it. Like nips could cut glass, sort of thing. I've even bought tickets for the double feature for Guardians 1 and Guardians 2 back to back in 3D next week, and I'm excited. But I came across an interesting article today on Slash Film, basically kind of asking the question, is one of the Guardians of the Galaxy gay? Now, over the course of the past, month and a half or so, there has been a huge thing happening with movies and having gay characters, right? You had this with LeFou in Beauty and the Beast. You had this with Trini Kwan in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And both of those scenes were so innocuous that they could have been skipped over and there would have been no controversy, right? And you could have taken them out of the movie and they would have had no impact on anything. In fact, even in the case of Beauty and the Beast's LeFou, it's not even necessarily him that is the gay moment. There's a moment with another character that is remarkably more homosexual than anything with LeFou. But here we've got Guardians of the Galaxy, and basically kind of running alongside the same exact pseudo-controversy, possibly. Anything could come from this. So while doing press for the movie, James Gunn was asked if he had considered introducing a gay character into the franchise. And what he said back was, absolutely. I would love to be able to. We might have already done that. I say watch the movie, check it out, see what you think. Now, on Slash Film, they said that his reply was a bit surprising, but I think it's actually very, very, very craftful marketing. Because look, Bill Condon, director of Beauty and the Beast, came out with that whole exclusively gay moment for LeFou, causing a shitload of backlash from a drive-in in Alabama that was like, well, we're not going to show the movie because of the homosexual characters, right? Never mind the fact that at the time they were showing two Disney films back to back, Moana and Star Wars Rogue One. So, yeah, whatever, hypocrite. And then you had it banned in Malaysia. Power Rangers had that whole notion of them trying to capitalize on that moment, saying, we also have a gay character. Almost to say, like, hello, fellow LGBTQ2 plus A3 plus pi equal kids. You know, like totally that meme of Steve Buscemi. How do you do, fellow students? Like it's again, jumping on that bandwagon and having the moment with Trini in Power Rangers. Again, it was such a minute moment. If you blink, you would have missed it, but it got the film rated 18 plus in Russia, right? And this movie is set to do $150 million in its opening weekend here in the United States. It's going to make a lot of money. But James Gunn is answering in a way that is very much leaves it open to the imagination, leaves it open for interpretation, which then will mitigate any kind of damage that might come from the concept of controversy that could surround something like this. Let's be fair. That's precisely what it boils down to. So you've got that. Okay, so then Digital Spy caught up with him to get further clarification, and then James responded back by saying, well, this is what I meant to say. There are lots of gay people in the world. There are lots of bisexual people in the world. There are lots of characters in the MCU. We've barely gotten to know the sexuality of any of those characters. We know Gamora and Quill are interested in each other. That's about the only sexual relationship that exists within the Guardians. We know Drax had a past with a wife, so he's got some interest in women. But we don't really know who's gay and who's not. It could be any of them. And it could also be none of them. Right, which is the entire next thing he should have said. But ultimately, he's leaving it open for interpretation. Very similar to the whole Luke Skywalker being gay thing, and Mark Hamill saying, "Yeah, if you want it, he's gay, fine." Right? Like ultimately, we're never going to be able to dictate how someone is perceived by somebody else. Right? Someone could sit there and think, "Hey, that character is gay." And unless that's very much said one way or the other, it gets left open for interpretation. But what I think James Gunn here is saying is that there are so many people out there who have different sexualities, but it's not what makes the character, right? It's not what makes the character the character. And his answer is fantastic because in the case of Bill Condon and LeFou could have always been argued to have been gay anyway, based on, the original 1991 animated film. But it's always been open for interpretation. With Condon coming out and saying that, then it solidifies it. It locks it down. Then you get into the dumb controversy surrounding it, which is, let's be fair, it's really dumb. It's really stupid. But this way, there's no controversy that can come out of it. And it's only going to be there if someone wants to believe it. Now, the article does go on to kind of possibly speculate as to who could be gay. But even then, they don't know. But I want to know your thoughts about this. Do you think that that a gay character is going to ruin the movie? Do you think that James Gunn is just kind of playing around? These are stuff I'm curious about. Let me know in the comments below. My name is Matt Jarbo. You've been listening to $3 Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.